As you can see on this week's Sports Talk pick board, we have Werder Bremen against Hertha Berlin. Remember, all teams on the left are the home side. So left is the home side. We are looking at Bremen against Berlin, the Lakers against the Nugs, Leeds against Fulham, Borussia Dortmund in their season opener against Borussia Mönchengladbach, Luleå against Fagerstads in the debut of the Swedish Hockey League there. We have Fortaleza against Internazionale in the Brazilian Serie A. Then we have an MLB game with the Angels against the Rangers. That's going to be at Angel Stadium. We have the Boys against the Falcons. Cards against Washington football team with the worst name in sports. Chelsea against Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Wolfsburg against Bayer Leverkusen in Volkswagen Arena in Wolfsburg. And we have the Las Vegas Raiders making their debut at Allegiant Stadium against the Saints. Now this one's going to be pretty fun, this last one. I think that as far as the NFL goes for loving a good storyline, there's no way that they're going to let the Raiders lose at home there. No way. Just so you guys all know, the pick board is in, so I will give you guys a few moments to put your picks in. We are keeping the picks open now for about another 5 minutes. Well, actually, no, we can keep it open until the end of the show, really. Anybody who pops in can drop their picks in. I'm not going to put mine in until we start seeing a few picks rolling through. When we have a few picks roll in, we'll discuss everybody's picks and see how it goes. Ooh, Gorson's come in with the first pick there. He's gone. Hertha Berlin, Los Angeles Lakers into Leeds, into Mönchengladbach. Ooh, into Luleå, into Fortaleza. He's gone with M for the Angels at home. Then he's got O for the Cowboys. R for Washington football team, eh? Must have liked what you saw last week. T for Liverpool. V for Bayer Leverkusen in the post-Kai Havertz era. And X for the Saints. Interesting picks. Most interesting there, one, I want to hear your feedback on why you've gone for the Cowboys after what you saw last week. I know that you're a Cowboys fan. You said so much last week. So I'll give you a few moments to give me a good enough reason why you picked them. Just so everybody knows, we will hopefully be having a few more giveaways for this contest. I'm currently in talks with a sponsor to put money forward so we can actually use that money towards putting our best picks on from the chat as a bet. And that money will be then donated to charity. I think that's a pretty cool idea. And it'll be something that everybody can do together. And then we'll be able to do something positive here from this stream. Boys, better offense. Falcons suck. Well, I can't disagree with your second point there, but the boys look pretty flat under Mike McCarty. So I'll leave you with that one. It's a pretty 50-50 game in my opinion. We have now got I think what we saw from the Raiders last week too was a bit of a splash in the pan. I don't think they're going to be that good again this week. I mean, they are against a stronger defense. The secondary for the passing game is much better from the Saints. They also have better line stuffers than what the Panthers have. The Panthers lost a lot of talent. So it's a bit different this time around. Ooh, Atlas has come in. We have some more picks to go through. Atlas has gone with Werder Bremen, Lakers, Fulham. That's a nice one. H, another Mönchengladbach pick. I, Luleå, M, Angels. P is for the Falcons. Gone for the upset. We got R for Washington football team again. T for Liverpool, V for Leverkusen, and X for the Saints. It's pretty straightforward. I quite like a few of the picks you've got there. I think your reasoning's probably going to be the exact opposite of Gorson's picks there, Atlas. I believe you'll say that the boys were terrible last week in their season opener, and that the Falcons are a sharper team. Yeah, I thought as much, dude. So we're thinking on the same wavelength here, which is pretty cool. I mean, I'll be putting my picks up in a little bit when we've got a few more picks coming through. I'm going to break down what I think is going to happen in the first game here between Berlin and Werder Bremen. For me, I believe Werder Bremen's had the better pre-season than Hertha Berlin. Bremen did just beat Jona in the Deutsche Pokal, which is basically the League Cup for Germany, where Berlin got beaten by a nobody side and they're out. Berlin also really seem to lack the firepower up front, where Bremen have got a couple of youth players that have come through that are actually rather interesting. I think they're going to be a more decent side this year than they were last year. They're not going to be threatening the top of the table, but they're probably going to be improving on their relegation spot and now probably going to be sitting around mid-table. It is a very long-storied team in Germany, Werder Bremen. They have had some real stars like Miroslav Klose. Also Bastian Schweinsteiger played there. But now we're looking for something a bit different from Werder Bremen this year. We want to have a more aggressive approach, I feel they'll have. I think they're going to take more chances than what they did last year, which will be good, because so far during the pre-season I watched a few of their games and they are definitely more aggressive than they were last year, and that is huge. As for Hertha Berlin, I think they are going to continue to struggle. They just don't really show anything that I'm interested in this year. I think they're probably going to be drifting more towards the bottom three quarters of the table rather than the middle of it. And I think the start of the season here from against Werder Bremen here will be a showcase of where to expect them to finish this year. And if they lose significantly, I'm saying by 2 or more goals, then you can expect them to be in the bottom quarter of the table. I don't feel they have anything special to offer. So I'm kind of trashing your pick there, Gorson TV. I could be wrong, but I feel that I won't be. Still kind of surprised by the double Mönchengladbach pick there over Borussia Dortmund. It's very interesting. Now we'll go to the Lakers and the Nuggets. I think fatigue is going to be the biggest draw card here for people back in the Lakers. I think they have the better big guys, but the Nuggets coming off back-to-back 3-1 deficits and winning 3 straight games in mostly a lot that included overtime. I think that you're going to be looking at a very fatigued basketball team here, and the Lakers have every opportunity to 4-0 this playoff game. They might even be able to rest players once or twice this run. They have every advantage coming into this game. I don't feel that the Nuggets they require too heavily on 2 players to get everything done for them, mostly Murray. And I feel that with the Lakers having some superior defensive men, I feel that they're going to be boxing him out, and the second you box him out, the Nuggets disappear. The Clippers forgot to do that, and then they claimed it was all about fatigue, but that's a pussy excuse. And they just played terribly, and they got outplayed. But Nuggets here, I think they're in a bad spot. They've had too much game time, and the Lakers just have too much talent on the front end and the back end, so I feel the Nuggets are going to struggle big time there. The next one up, we have Leeds United against Fulham. I think this is going to be this isn't going to be an easy game, chat. I think that everybody's looking at the names and going, oh yeah, Leeds are the better side. Fulham just got smashed 3-0 by Arsenal. True, they did, but Leeds also just yesterday lost a penalty shootout to Hull 8-7. It was a long game. Fulham won their game 1-0. One's going to be coming in with confidence, the other's going to be a little beaten down. You've got to be expecting a bit of a blowback from that result. I think Leeds are going to be angry that they lost. They're probably going to come out and try to fire quick and make a few mistakes, which leaves Fulham potentially on the board to score early. So Fulham have a very good chance of getting on the board early, because I think Leeds are going to overextend themselves and they're going to get caught on the counter. But I think it's a very 50-50 game, and I think probably the smartest bet there, if you're going to do anything, is probably take the draw. I think they're both going to be a bit fatigued from having midweek games and then having to play again on the weekend. I mean, Leeds sort of didn't recover from their big game against Liverpool, which sort of had them all like, wow, we're going to be great again, but they kind of sucked when it came time for the next one. So, yeah, it's going to be a very tough game, that one, but if anybody's going to come out on top, I think it's Leeds, just because they have the superior scoring power. And that's generally what you do when you talk about football, is you look for the team that can actually put balls in the net. Fulham have some players, but I think at the end of the day, Leeds is better. overall leads are better. So looking at Borussia Dortmund versus Mönchengladbach, I really don't like Mönchengladbach here. I think Borussia are going to kick their season off with an absolute flyer. I think they're going to score 2 or 3 goals here. I don't see Mönchengladbach having the talent to keep up with 3 or more goals. They might score 1 because Dortmund are pretty weak on the back end. But yeah, that seems like a pretty slam dunk game, that one. The next game we got on the board there is Luleå against Fagerstads in the Swedish Hockey League. This is actually a game that I picked hoping people would have a bit of an interest in this league. It's a very interesting league. You've got 2 very strong teams, Fagerstads who rely heavily on defence and Luleå who like to score a lot of goals, but they also take a lot. It's a very 50-50 game, this one, to open the season. Luleå are probably the better side at this point. They have picked up a couple of extra rotation players, which is what they were lacking last season. And I think they have every chance here to beat Fagerstads. They move down now into the Fortaleza game against Internacional. This is potentially a game that could feature somewhere between 3 to 5 goals. I think Fortaleza have the weaker midfield. Internacional are very good at moving the ball, controlling the run of play, slowing things down or speeding it up when they want to. So I'm going to be looking here at Internacional to pick up the away win for me. I think Fortaleza just don't have the experience across the field like Internacional does. And it's a very, very tough game there for Fortaleza, even though they're the home side. Then we'll move into the baseball game here. I'm leaning towards the Rangers here. I feel it's a tough game. Every time I go against the Rangers, they seem to pull out a fucking humongous game and just put runs on the board like no tomorrow. They do have Lynn on the mound in this game, which is huge bonus. That could change between now and then. They have Lynn listed as of now with his 4-2 record. He has a reasonably decent history against the Angels. And just for those reasons and limiting runs, I feel that the Angels are going to struggle here. So I'm going to stick with the Rangers. The Angels are going to struggle, and the Rangers is my pick here. I think the Rangers have the better depth, better rotation, and their bullpen as it stands is better. So that's the Rangers for me there. We're going to move now into the Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Falcons win this. The Cowboys copped too many injuries last week. Ezekiel Elliott didn't look too flash. Dak Prescott didn't look too flash. Murray Cooper had to overextend to make a lot of grabs, which isn't really one of his best attributes, making grabs. So I feel that Cowboys will struggle as much as I think the Falcons are going to be in for another struggling season. They have a better offense at the moment, but both are really underwhelming sides, and this could be a battle of trash. This one really could be a very low-scoring game because they both just seem lost with the football. Or it could be a high-scoring game because both teams don't have defence. This will come down to whoever can make the most out of turnovers and capitalise on penalties. And the Falcons are a very good opportunistic team. They do turn it over too much though, and that could be their downfall. But for me, I'm gonna go with the Falcons here this week again. Even the Falcons, it's pretty rough. It's a tough game. If I'm going to give an edge to anybody at quarterback, I'm going to give it to the Cowboys. But if I'm going to give anybody an edge at receiving, it's going to be the Falcons. If somebody gets an edge at running back, it's going to be the Cowboys. If somebody has an edge at defensive line, it's going to be the Cowboys. If you're going to talk defensive line, then I'm going to go with the Falcons. If you're going to talk linebackers, I'm probably going to go with the Cowboys. In the back end, the secondary, I'm probably going to go with the Falcons. If Dallas still had Byron Jones, I'd probably give them the edge. But I think that the mix between Keanu Neal, I think Trufant on the outside is probably going to be too much for the Cowboys there, personally. Then we have the Arizona Cardinals against Washington Football Team. Washington Football Team picked up the big upset last week against the Philadelphia Eagles, who were absolute garbage. So I'm not going to say that the Cardinals won. That the football team won their game. I'm going to say that the Eagles just played terribly. Carson Wentz looked very much like a backup quarterback. The defense for Washington was monstrous. Chase Young got his first career sack, and I expect that to be the first of many. He's got such great pressure and speed coming off the edge that I think, again, that's going to be a problem for the Cardinals because the situation and the matchup there for Chase Young, he's going to get a lot of pressures Kyler Murray's going to have to do a lot of running to keep the ball. But overall, the Cardinals have the better receiving core, the better running back, basically the more well-rounded offensive approach. This time I think Washington has met their match, and Arizona's going to pick up the win there. Then we move on down to Chelsea against Liverpool here. I think this is a very 50-50 kind of game with the additions that Chelsea's made. Liverpool look very rusty in their opener against Leeds. They only won because of the 2 gifted penalties. I won't say they were earned penalties, they were gifted. Chelsea have a lot of front-end talent now. Their back line is still pretty weak. I don't rate Kurt Zouma as a centre-back at all. I think he's more of a backup and support player, so he should be sitting on the bench as opposed to starting. As for Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk looked very ordinary in the first game of the season. I expect to see vast improvement on him in the second game here. They've still got the deadly 3 at the front with Mane, Salah and Firmino. So it's a very, very good matchup here, especially now that Chelsea are going to be at full strength. I believe Ziyech will be playing, which means it'll be Ziyech, Werner and Kai Havertz, the Bermuda Triangle right there. So I feel that it's going to be a lot closer than people think, and if Chelsea can take advantage of this, well, you can't really take advantage of a home field in an empty stadium really, but if they can do what they do best, and that's play better when they're against better teams, then they're in this with a very big chance. And I think I'm going to take Chelsea on a flyer here. But I think Liverpool right now currently are the better side because they have the better keeping situation, where Chelsea doesn't. Kepa Arrizabalaga, whatever you say it, Arrizabalaga. He's been very disappointing of late. That's why they're trying to bring in Mendy to provide competition. So I feel that Chelsea on the fly here is... It's a no-risk pick, so I feel that Chelsea is the right pick there. So after that we have Wolfsburg against Bayer Leverkusen. It is Wolfsburg at home against the Bayer Leverkusen without Kai Havertz, who was instrumental in their big season last year. I think that we're looking at a team there that will not be as effective on offense, moving the ball forward. Attacking wise, they're going to lack the ball distribution that Havertz provided. They're going to also lack the goal scoring prowess in front of the net. I think that Wolfsburg don't have a great lot of talent. Their goalkeeping situation is not fantastic. They don't really have a lot of attacking abilities. I feel this will be dependent on who scores the first goal, if there is a goal scored at all. I think the formation from Wolfsburg might keep it to a low-scoring game, so it might be a 1-0 kind of game. Whoever manages to bang it in will be the winner. 1-0 usually means you're going to be the winner of football when the final whistle's blown. But I'm definitely leaning towards, I believe, Bayer Leverkusen here. So Bayer Leverkusen is my pick for that one. Ooh, Thor Hammer. I'll get my last pick out here. I'm looking at the Las Vegas Raiders here against the Saints. I feel the Saints are the better side. They have everything going for them. They've got better attack, better everything really than the Raiders do right now, except for maybe I'd say it's equal on the running back situation because Josh Jacobs is just an absolute monster. But I feel that the NFL loves a story, and I don't think the Raiders will be allowed to lose their first game in Las Vegas. I think there's going to be a lot of help for the Raiders in this game, whether it be with the men in stripes or another way. It's a very, very tough one to go against the Raiders here, even though they are the massive outsiders. I just don't feel that it's going to be a close. It'll be closer than everybody thinks, and it might come down to the last play like the Raiders' first game did. I feel that the Saints... Oh, I spelt the Raiders wrong. Don't pay any attention to that. It is what it is. Sometimes I miss little things like that. Knob. Can't disagree there. I buggered that one up. But yeah, I think I'm just going to take the Raiders here on a flyer like Chelsea, because I think they're going to get a bit of extra leniency from the officials, and I just don't see the NFL wanting them to lose their first game in a new town. It'd be bad for the image of the team. It's my opinion, take it for what you will. We've just had Thor's picks come in. While we do that, I will quickly show my picks to those tuning in. So we had Werder Bremen was my pick. Then we move on to the next one. I took the Los Angeles Lakers due to the fatigue. Pick 3, we had Leeds United coming in. Pick 4, we took Borussia Dortmund. Pick 5, we took Luleå. Pick 6, we went with Internacional, even though I feel the draw is highly likely there. Next one, we went with the Texas Rangers. After that, we took the Falcons. We got a bit of outsider action here this week. Then we've gone with the Cardinals here. I've taken the Cardinals. For me, I feel that's a no-brainer. That's the no-brainer of the week, really. Despite the pressure that Washington will bring off the edges, I've taken Chelsea on a flyer at home. Pick 11, we've got Wolfsburg as well at home. Actually, no, I changed that. I said I feel Leverkusen. I changed my mind halfway through that. I was liking Wolfsburg, but I think Leverkusen has probably got the slighter edge there, so I'm going to stick with Leverkusen. Then the last pick for me here is the Las Vegas Raiders. So I could easily flame out this week and somebody could get this voucher, or I could be on the money with a lot of these outsiders because Internacional, Rangers, Falcons and Leverkusen at the moment are all trading as the underdog, as well as Werder Bremen. Bremen are also trading as the underdog right now, but I think that's probably highly likely to be a draw. And if the rules for a draw here is that it's just a null game, so null games don't get counted towards a positive or negative pick on your part. It just means it's a draw. That means nobody loses, and it goes down to being out of 11 picks. So now I've got my picks all out there in front of everybody. I'm going to go through Thor's picks here. He's gone with Werder Bremen. I think he was listening to me a bit much there. I feel that it's probably a smart play there, really. I think you've gone with the Lakers as well, which I think will be a whitewash at the end of this. I feel everybody's listened to me a bit there. Your next pick there is E, which is Leeds. Yeah, straightforward. Gone G, Borussia Dortmund. I agree with that one. You've got J, which is Faja Studs. I think you're taking defense over offense there, which is generally not a bad idea. Yeah. Nice one. We haven't really seen many picks on the Angels here as of yet, I don't think. Have we had an Angels? Oh yeah, Gorson's got Angels and Atlas. Okay, so it's 2-1 on the Angels right now. Well, it's actually 2-2 if you include mine. We've got a couple of Cowboys picks too, which is nice to see. Going against the grain. I mean, Cowboys are trading as the favourite at the moment, so it's understandable. You've got Falcons, that's P. R is you're going Washington football team. I think you're going defense again. That seems to be a trend with you so far. T, you've gone for Liverpool. U, you've gone for Wolfsburg. Okay. W, you've also gone for the Raiders, huh? Las Vegas Raiders. That was my problem. I spelt that wrong, guys. I know that. You don't have to tell me. Alright, we're just banking on a few more picks to come in here. There should be some coming in soon, I'm sure of it. I've gone through and broken down everything I like for these plays so far, so we are thinking... I'm thinking that the Saints game, Raiders game is going to be pretty close. As much as I would expect a Saints blowout, I just don't think it's going to be allowed to happen. I think the Raiders might fall behind early, and then there'll be the old miracle comeback for the old Las Vegas is too much of a big market for the NFL to let anything bad happen there. And Davis has been pushing to move there for so long now. So yeah, doesn't really have much of a choice than to allow them to win this game. We are looking now. I've already broken down a few of them, guys. It's I don't really want to influence everybody's picks that are still in the process of making their picks, so I'll be a bit more quiet on it. But I feel that there's a few obvious plays on the board there. I think I might be the only one at the end of the day that's on Chelsea to beat Liverpool. Oh, we've got another set of picks coming in. A, C, E, G, I, L, M, O, Q, T, V, X. So we've got Bremen, Los Angeles Lakers, Leeds, Dortmund, Luleå, International M. Angels. O. Cowboys. Be interested to hear your opinion on that one there, Ness. I know you backed the boys last week. Your next one is Q, which is Arizona Cardinals. I like that one. Then the next pick you have there is T. T is Liverpool. I can't really argue with anybody picking Chelsea or Liverpool there because I think it's a real 50-50 game. I think Chelsea has a lot more to offer than people expect. We have... Then after the T we have V, so another Leverkusen pick. Nice. And X for the Saints. Love Dak, he's a baller. Redemption week, it's possible. Cowboys like a good bounce back. And this is a big bounce back spot for them because the Falcons are a beatable side even with all their injuries. Big time, should win by 7. Ooh. Big call. I like it. Jeremy Main is doing his. Ooh, alright mate. We will keep an eye out for those. I'll be sure to be glued in when that Cowboys pick comes in because I know that's where you're going. We have got I think when it comes to hitting power for the baseball game between the Angels and the Rangers, I think you've got a bit more firepower on the Angels, but the Rangers just, whenever I doubt them, they just seem to put out somewhere between 5 and 8 runs and win the game. It's just insane. So I'm not going to doubt them this time and watch them drop an egg. I think with Lynn on the mound, there's not going to be a lot of runs from the Angels, so I think anywhere between maybe 4 or 5 runs wins this game. The Rangers are more than capable of doing that. They have got a lot of rotational depth, where the Angels really rely on a couple of key hitters. And we all know what those key hitters are. I think one of the more interesting games I have on the board there, like I said, is Luleå against Fager Studs. If you're a hockey fan, then that's one of the international games. If you're an NHL nut, that's probably one of the best ones you could watch. I think it's going to be very hard hitting. Probably not going to be a great deal of goals. I think Fager Studs have the better defense, but I think if you're looking for a side to get 2 goals to get the win, then it's going to be Luleå. They're going to be moving it fast. They have great transition players. They've got the better rotations at the end of the period. They have more depth when it comes to scoring. They don't have defensive players as such. They have 1 key defensive player. Fager Studs have 3, so they're very good at stopping puck movement. But I think Luleå just have too much talent up front to not win this game. They'll score 2. Pretty easily they'll score 2. I think they might even put in 3. I think it's like a 3-2, 3-1 kind of game. Just don't see Fager Studs scoring a lot. But it is early in the season, so Luleå could be caught off guard. And easy goals eaten. So it is how it is. It's the start of the season. It's pretty hard to pick a winner there. But Luleå is definitely the better side to take there. Just like I feel it's exactly the same way with Dortmund over Mönchengladbach. Mönchengladbach really just have nothing to offer for me. Nothing. I think they're destined to be maybe a top 12 side, maybe sitting at 12 or 11. I don't really see them pushing for Europe. They don't really have anything special in defence. Their midfield's lacking, and they don't really have any potency up front. So Borussia Dortmund are just too deep. I mean, the Bayern Munich training academy is always full of talent, and Marco Reus is always a staple, and he's always dangerous. You can never count out a team that has a true icon like Marco Reus. I think Werder Bremen is going to be an interesting one. It really will come down to who starts off the best. And you have Berlin, who are notorious slow starters. They generally like to play from behind, where Werder Bremen like to rely on a really strong defensive spine. And that defensive spine is probably going to be their winning remedy here. I do think that's going to be a very interesting game though. It'll be a very interesting game. And I think probably Leeds and Fulham is going to be another very interesting game because they've had a lot of football this week. Leeds overplayed on the weekend when they They only just managed to lose to Liverpool because of the garbage penalties. Then they came in and choked in League Cup or EFL Cup. So yeah, it's a very 50-50 game. Fulham will be full of confidence after their win in the cup game. So yeah, we've got some very interesting games on the board here. Very hard to pick this week. Where last week's was a bit more straightforward, we have a few more that are a bit harder this week. I just wanted to throw a few curveballs in there because I think there's going to be a few curveballs this week. Oh, there we go. Jeremy Main's got his picks in. So the pick is Hertha Berlin. He's gone against me there. C, we've got Lakers. E, we've got Leeds. G, we have Dortmund. I, we have Leah. K, we have Fortaleza. Interesting. Next one, we have Rangers Angels. Who did we pick there? We got an M. M, yep. Then we got Cowboys. There's a shock. I didn't expect you to pick them, Jeremy. Then after that, we have a few picks from... we've got QVX. QVX is Cardinals. Your picks won't count there, dude. You're going to have to do them again because you've missed a game. I think you need to go there in between Q and V and chuck in an S or a T. There you go. Those ones counted now, man. Good job. You've gone in and thrown Liverpool in. There you go. So Liverpool is going to be your aggressor pick against me. You've gone with Leverkusen and you've taken the Saints. So the rest are pretty straightforward. I like the Fortaleza pick. That's a bit interesting. You've gone with them for... No, you've taken them because you say they're the better name. Interesting. Good job. I think it's... I think you're probably not wrong there. It is a very interesting name. I think Internacional is pretty across the board in a lot of countries, like Inter Miami, Inter Milan. All the Inter stands for Internacional. So Fortaleza is a bit better, bit more rolls off the tongue a bit better. Sounds like for get out of here with that Xbox shit. You know you don't talk about the forbidden console here. Just like you know in this shirt, not everybody can be on vacation, huh? I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm here. But I'm having fun while I'm here. Don't forget, guys, the Balls and All podcast will be getting dropped tomorrow. We weren't able to release the first edition of yesterday's, but on the Balls and All podcast, I will probably go through and break down each of the games here on the pick'em list. A little bit more in depth each game. I'll probably bring out player names, etc., etc. I don't want to use everything here on the stream because then nobody's going to listen to Balls and All, are they? I'm not going to allow that to happen. You've got to at least tune into the podcast there. You'll find it on Spotify. I'll put it in the Discord server too. If anybody needs to find it on the Discord server, I will put the Discord link up here now. So both of those links work for the Discord. If you want to keep up with all of the picks and updates of scores, there is all of our fades and our Insta. So all of our socials, including YouTube, everything is blah 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 /thefade. On Twitter it's @thefade, and on Instagram it's @realthefade. So we are coming through right now. We have 9 of 12 in our pick'em totals. See the score is there both times. Pick'em totals. It's going to be the total as we keep going. You have my picks right there, guys. There's absolutely nothing I see wrong with those picks. I'm very happy with where they're at. Few curveballs definitely in there, that's for sure. I think it's going to catch a few people off guard. We've had our regulars come through with their pick'ems. So there's somebody that's in our Discord that sent me a message saying they want to drop through and put their pick'ems in. So we're going to wait a little bit longer for these guys to come through. But as I said, it's been very, very interesting hearing everybody's picks come through. Don't forget, if you are here in the lurk, this is how you get involved with the pick'em. It's actually just pick, not picks. I need to edit that command. Just so everybody can see that. I don't want you to put in the wrong command because I think so far everybody's put in pick because they remember last week's information. I'll just check that now. Yeah, pick. Yeah, good. Everybody's good. Yeah, because if you look in the example, it just says pick. So, bit silly on my part. I've got to fix that up after this one. I forgot to do it from last week. That's my fault. So, we are still just waiting on one person to come through. Who do we have picks from so far? We have picks from Jeremy's got pick in. Ness has a pick in. Thor has a pick in. Gorsum has a pick in. Has Aurelius Atlas got picks in? Can't see anything from you, mate. Oh, there, Aurelius. Yeah, I found him. Good, so you're in there. Ah, okay. Yep, good. What have we got? Is there anything interesting going on in today's world of sports? Today we have the Europa League qualification is on already. Oi. Thought they were on later. Ooh, Luxembourg got flogged. Willem II from the Netherlands beat Niederkorn 5-0. Ooh. Falkland Islands beat the Welsh side on penalties. Ooh. They would have been paying big dollars, yeah. Oi, caramba. Ooh, we got Apoel from Cyprus. They've taken the lead over Kaiser from Kazakhstan. I mean, the pre-match odds were pretty low on Apoel anyway. Rosenborg, I like them to win that game. And their pre-match odds were pretty explanatory for why they should be favourites there. Ooh, Corinthians got the win there against Bahia. I thought that Bahia was... Oh no, Bahia was miles out. 3-2. It's a close game. Ponte Preta and America Mineiro drew. Ceará and Bruce. Ceará won, that was easy. I was expecting the Europa Leagues to be the qualifications to be a bit later in the day. Huh. My fault for not paying attention there, chat. Alright, chat, we've had a bit of information come through that our friend that we are waiting for from Discord is not going to be able to put his picks in. So we will have to call the pick'ems here for today. Thanks for everybody who's tuned in to give their selections for this week's pick'ems. We'll do a rundown of everybody's picks on the Tuesday Tail Down next week. This was the Thursday Throwdown. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll be back again soon. Let's fade out. Hey everybody, my name's The Fade. Thanks for tuning into this YouTube. I stream weekly on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheFade with a 4 and a 3. Weekdays Monday to Friday, 9:30 AM to 5 PM CET. Be sure to drop by the stream and give it a look.